Today is another one for chokhmah, to gain knowledge. It's brought down in Masechet Berachot Daf Samach Gimel. It's in the name of Rabbi Ishmael. Amar Rabbi Ishmael, harotzeh sheithakem, somebody that wants to become wiser, wants to become smarter. What should he study? Ya'asok bedinei mamonot. He should study the laws of money. If you study about money, you'll become very smart. There's a few reasons why. First of all, money is something that you have to be very particular with. You have to be to the detail. You have to be to the penny. If you're even a penny off, people are going to hate you. So you're going to be very careful when it comes to laws of money. It's going to make you naturally, it's going to stimulate you naturally, your brain, to learn how to learn things in detail. That's why it's very important to learn laws of money. Another thing, by the way, a thing that could make you smart in a different way, meaning it makes you have a variety of knowledge, a variety of different subjects, is if a person studies Hilchot, Berachot. Is this Bore Pri Ha'etz? Is this Bore Pri Adama? Is this Hamotzi? Is this Mezonot? Is it considered thunder? Is it considered lightning? You have to know these things. You start studying about biology, about nature. It makes you well-rounded in all of the different topics. Let's read it inside. And also, another thing that they bring is Yizaher Shelo Lilmod. It says here, Badad. What does that mean? A person should not learn Torah by himself. This is a big question. Actually, Hacham Yitzhak speaks about it in several places. In the Yalkut Yosef, also in the Ein Yitzhak. If it's mutar in our day, because it's brought in the Gemara, a person is not allowed to learn by himself. He says, Kimo Shema Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Hanina, Al Talmidei HaChavim Sheyoshvim Ve'oskim BeTorah, Kol Ehad Levado. A person that learns Torah by himself, he's not doing himself a favor, he's actually doing himself a disfavor. Why? Who knows you're learning right? Sometimes people come with their own de'ot. They come with weird, they say Dvar Torah that's borderline kfirah, or borderline against the halacha, borderline completely not the mitzvah. Why? Because they learned Torah themselves. So Rav Yitzhak asks, what about today, where they didn't have Sfarim like this before? Like the Ben Ish Hai, like the Kaf HaHaim, like the Yalkut. They didn't have that before. Before, you had to learn Gemara, and you come to the halacha yourself. Even today, we say you can't even paskin halacha from Shulchan Aruch by yourself. You have to have shimush, you have to have hora'ah, you have to learn from a rabbi, you have to learn. But today, you have Sfarim that tell you of rabbis that are alive in our day, that they tell you what the halacha lema says. So what about today? So even today, they say, although you could know the halacha by yourself, if it's something that's an extremely, or not even extreme, just a slightly complex topic, you should still run it by a Talmid Chacham, still run it by somebody else that's a rabbi, to make sure that you're learning it right every once in a while. Besides the fact of paskening halacha, learning Torah with a chavruta, if a person does not have a chavruta, he's missing the enjoyment of the whole purpose of Judaism. You're missing the kruvim inside the Kodesh Kodashim. You had two malachim facing each other. The Midrash teaches us that it's like they're arguing over a sugya. That everything has to be shenaim, two. We have chavrutas, we have chaburas. Those are very important. If you don't have a chavruta, you're never going to really enjoy the depths of the Torah. So if you want to become smart, have a chavruta, learn hilchot brachot, and all the more so, if you want to become smart, what does it say you have to do? What's the main thing that we said? Ya'asok bedinei mamonot, bava batra, bava kama, bava metzia. You learn those masechtot, it's going to make you smarter. That's why Jews are the smartest in business, hands down. Nobody takes first place but us. That's been our trophy for centuries. You know, in Europe, they told us you can't own lands. You can't own nothing. You can't have farming. What do? Banking. You know, that's what we did. Okay, I have a question to ask you. There's a Gemara that says, if a person says Kriyat Shema without tefillin and without talit, Keilu he'it sheker be'atzmo. It's as if he testified falsely. It says V'aya leot al yadecha v'tuch beinecha, and also it says that in the Shema. And now you're saying Shema without tefillin. We're talking about during the week. So what should you do? Is it better to read Kriyat Shema with tefillin on, with talit on, or not? So you should know the worry here is not, of course, if Kriyat Shema is 10 o'clock, Zman Kriyat Shema 10 o'clock, and you come to shul, you put on talit, that's not a question. We're talking about where if you're going to wait till you get to shul to put on talit and tefillin, you're going to miss Zman of Kriyat Shema. So what should you do? Why is this a question? There is a concept called mitzvot tzrichot kavana. If I read at home, and I have kavanah, that I'm being yotzeh the mitzvah at home, then later on when I'm reading in shul, what am I reading? Just Stam Divrei Torah? So he says here, look at this halacha. He writes here that if somebody woke up in the morning and he's worried about missing the Zman for Kriyat Shema, he should make a t'nai, a condition, right? Yaset nachon sheyaset tonight. It's proper for him to make a condition. Ve'yomar, he should say the following: Im yavor ziman kriyat shema kishagia lekriyat shema shela'achar birkat ahavat olam. If I'm gonna miss zman kriyat shema by the time I get to ahavat olam with the minyan, ani mechaven latzet yedei hova berkriyat shema shel ata. Right now, I'm being mechaven to be yotze kriyat shema, the mitzvah of the Torah. I'm being yotze right now. V'im lo yavor zman kriyat shema ad az, and if I get there and it's still time for kriyat shema, tiyeh kriyati ata. Now, what I'm reading now earlier, that should be kekoreh b'Torah, as if I'm reading from the Torah. Why? Because there are opinions that hold you want to say kriyat shema with the brachot. Now, there's a whole concept. You guys are going to jump at me right now. First of all, the Beit Yosef also says you rather say shema by yourself and put tefillin on after. Say shema by yourself, not to miss the zman. The Mishnah Berurah says the same thing as well. However, we will discuss another time if kriyat shema, according to everybody, is a mitzvah deoraita or not. I'm going to leave that question open right now, just to say